안녕하세요. 저는 Audrie입니다. Hello everyone, my name is Audrey and today we're doing a Korean drama review. And the Korean drama that we're reviewing today is called Suspicious Partner. There are probably other names out there that this show is being called, but I call it Suspicious Partner. And so what I always like to do is kind of give you a slight introduction to what the characters are, or just mainly how I interpreted how the characters are on the show, and then I'll go into more of like what my actual review is of the drama. I have my phone with me to kind of help me not butcher the names so much. So the first character that we're going to talk about is No Ji-wook, who's played by Ji Jong-wook. And so his character dealt with trauma when he was little, and with that trauma he lost his father and his mother, and so as he grew older he had distorted memory loss from that trauma. And so you see a lot that most of the characters in the show, kind of moving away from his character just a little bit, that most of them deal with like lawyers, judge, court type stuff, prosecutors. And so going back to No Ji-wook, he's a prosecutor. He actually became a prosecutor because his father was a prosecutor, and so I sort of saw that as a way of him being like having a connection with his father, even since his father was a prosecutor, so it was more of a connection that he had with his father. The next character that we're going to review is Woo Bong-hee, played by Nam Ji-hun, and her character is more kind of like the same thing. She lost her father due to a really bad accident, and her father actually was pleaded guilty, and people thought to believe that he caused the accident and did it for revenge, and when he was doing his vengeance that he ended up killing himself with it, which that was really not the case, which you find out later in the drama that her father was actually innocent. And so with her, she deals with a lot of things. She ends up being very worrisome about herself and becomes very indebted towards people due to a lot of stuff that she dealt with. And actually it kind of No Ji-wook and Woo Bong-hee, they have a relationship together, which is a very interesting relationship on how they became a couple. When I actually think about it, I never really thought about it. They're a really cute couple, and it's actually quite funny. And also with Woo Bong-hee, like there's a lot when it comes to her. She got prosecuted guilty because there was a scene at the very beginning where she basically, her ex-boyfriend got murdered at her place. She walked in, called the cops. The cops thought she killed him because she had sort of this, I wouldn't say like hate, but she didn't really like him so much based off what her ex-boyfriend did to her. And so she used to say a lot of not very nice things to her boyfriend and do a lot of things that made her look pretty bad when it came down to her trials. So that's why people thought she was guilty and she had to go to jail and all this other stuff, which I'm not going to go too much into detail. Next character I'm going to introduce is Cha Yu-jung. So with her, she was Ji-wook's ex-girlfriend, and let's just say how she got introduced. So when they introduced her into the drama and she came into the drama, I was like, okay, like she seemed really cool, and I was like, oh cool, you know, because it's like, all right, she's pretty cool. I'm like, she was doing like some fight scenes and some action scenes, and I'm like, this girl is freaking awesome. And then it came to the scene where Ji-wook came into the part, and because when they saw each other, because she came back into town basically to get him back because basically she cheated on him. And I was just like, whoa. Which I'll tell you who she cheated on with, which is very interesting. So it's a very interesting character. I mean, I never would have really expected that character to come into the drama, but it was a very good part of the drama. So the last main cast character that I'm going to introduce before I get into the actual review of it is Ji Eun-hook, was played by Cho Tae-jun. So if you watch We Got Married, if you don't know who he is, he was on We Got Married, and he was the guy who basically got married to Bomi from A Pink. So if you've seen that, I forgot their ship name that they had. But if you don't know him, like if you look up Taejun and Bomi, you'll see who he is. Or if you've seen We Got Married, that's the same guy. And he's on Hello Counselor. So if you've seen Hello Counselor, he's also on that show quite a bit too. And so he's actually a good friend of Ji-wook's, and he's actually the guy that wait. Okay, wait. I want to get my words right. So Cha Yu-jung, she basically had an affair with Ji-yeon-hook, Ji Ji-wook's best friend, and they're still best friends, but of course they had to work things out, which they don't really show that, of course. And Cha Yu-jung, at the time when she had the affair with Ji-yeon-hook, she was dating No Ji-wook. So it was quite interesting when they showed the scene of what happened when she got caught cheating. It was, wow, that was interesting. So his character is I would say he's a bit insecure, but yeah, I think he's a bit. And he kind of had more of like a one-sided love type ordeal, but later it's not really one-sided anymore because him and the girl that he had the affair with ended up becoming a couple. So that's a huge spoiler right there. So yeah, so those are the main characters that you have for the whole show. There are other like side characters. As I described those characters, you can kind of see how it's a romantic type of TV show. It's very of a comedy because there are like some jokes here and there, and so you get a little laugh now and then. So it's not the full romantic, but a lot of stuff that most people watch are romantic comedies. And it's a thriller because there are scenes where there's a murder and they are prosecutors, so of course there's gonna be some thrillers in there. And so that's where I really liked how you're like one scene, you're like, oh, that's so cute, they're doing like coupley things, and so you're just over here just like, oh, that's so cute and everything. And then there were some scenes that were like laughing, and there are some scenes that got very suspenseful and you're just like, oh my gosh, like what is going on? And it's just a lot to come on. I really love this drama a lot. There's a scene at the end that happens between No Ji-wook and Yoon Bong-hee, that happens between them, that I cried. I literally had tears, and I was just like, what is going on? Of course, I didn't like cry the whole time, but I had like a good amount of tears that came, and I just like wiped them, and I went on with my day. But it was a really good drama. I probably give this drama like from a rating from 1 to 10, being 1 being like terrible to 10 being like amazing. I would most likely give it a I'm stuck between probably an 8 or a 9, because the guy that ended up being sort of like almost like a sub lead in the show, I wish they kind of gave more background to him other than just revealing about what he was doing and hurting all those people and murdering all those people at the end. I wish there was just more to it, but then there have been longer, much more episodes, and I want to be doing this review right now, so I wish I kind of had that. And also the ending of the drama, the way it ended, which I'm not gonna say because I'd rather you guys go watch it anyways, and the scene that I cried about, I wish it showed them actually having with their life showed a little bit a few months later, or up to the part of that scene that happened. So or a different scene gave kind of more, I don't know, I'm making this sound really confusing because I don't want to reveal it, and it's really hard to talk about it if I can't really say it. Okay, so I'll only give a hint. It's more of it happens when couples, they've been together for a long time and they feel like they want to be with each other forever, for a lifetime. So that is like the easiest hint ever. Like, it's pretty obvious what happened to him. So I wish I could have saw them doing the actual like event that happened after the scene that I cried on. so I wish they could have showed that, you know. The way they ended it, I was just like, really? Because like after that whole little scene happened, they were just walking to the park, and then they just said a few lines where you hear both of the characters saying their lines together at once, and then they ended the show, and I was just like, that's it? That's all we get? Like, we just had this a very emotional like scene, and then we ended it with just them walking away in the park together? Come on, I want more. So I hope you guys really like this drama review, and if there's things that you want me to do differently when it comes to doing drama reviews, you know, let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down, or do whatever you need to do. I'm always willing to have, you know, I love having feedback. That's the only way I can get better at making videos. And so anyways, please like, subscribe, and catch for more videos, or don't do any of those things, let's move on to the next video. But 안녕.